I remember playing Windjammers back in the arcades back in 1994. Yes, I know I'm revealing my age, but I remember playing an arcade and absolutely loving it. And then for like nearly 30 years, there was nothing until we got a teaser trailer back in 2018 for Windjammers 2, this time created by DotEmu. And I'm like, wow, DotEmu has quite the reputation for making phenomenal games. So we're going to find out how they did their interpretation of what a sequel to Windjammers could be in this video review of Windjammers 2. Let's go ahead and get into it.
This wasn't written with your comfort in mind. Nah. Made my decision, wasn't tough to decide. Nah. Me and my boys, we get it done every time. Gotta earn it, you can't just jump in the line. You'll get rushed to the side. I top my division, I've been building since I started. In the parking lot, I parked it. I came in while picking targets. My career cannot be tarnished. I'm a champion regardless. Celebrate, but this a different kind of lucha party. We are not alike.
Before we kick off this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to DotEmu for providing a review copy of Windjammers 2 for the Nintendo Switch, as well as for Xbox and PC. Now, this is a game that I really wasn't expecting to ever occur. So when the announcement came, I was like, whoa. Basically, if you're not familiar with what Windjammers is, it's kind of an ultimate Frisbee arcade style Pong type of game that you think is simplistic if you just look at it, but it has layers upon layers of depth. And really the popularity of it coming back in the modern era has to be, thanks to none other than Xavier Woods on Up, Up, Down, Down. That really brought a lot of attention to it. So all that being said, in this video, we're going to dive into what the game looks like, the mechanics of it, the gameplay, how it feels, and so much more. Before we do all that, make sure you like the video, sub to the channel if you haven't already, and ding the notification bell. That way you stay up to date on all the latest and greatest content that comes from this channel. And while you're at it, head on over to patreon.com/MikelCasanova and also consider becoming a channel member today. That way you get early and exclusive access behind the scenes and input on upcoming content as well. All that being said, let's go ahead and dive into this review of Windjammers 2. Windjammers 2 has an amazing art style, and the animation in motion is beautifully fluid. All the original cast returns and are drawn in this new art style that just screams early 90s aesthetics in their hand-drawn way. The soundtrack retains many of the original game's tunes, along with remastered tracks and a slew of new ones too. Windjammers 2 retains all the original game's formula and fun, and manages to take that game to the next level with not only some overhauled and new mechanics, but a slightly slower pace to the original game, making it easier to keep up with what all is going on. To an extent, matches play out in a first to 15 point style set, with the first to take 2 of 3 sets as the winner of the match. You need to be quick on your feet to outwit and outmaneuver your opponents, all in an attempt to score your frisbee in the goal, while keeping their frisbees out of yours. As simple as this may sound, it is anything but, as there are layers of complexity to this game's seemingly simplicity. You'll have several moves at your disposal, such as a direct throw, lob throw, jump catch, which can be followed up with a drop shot or a spike spinning ground shot, and rolling. You also have some defensive options, such as being able to counter shots, and if you time them correctly, you can immediately lob them back at your opponent or ricochet it off the side into the goal. For offensive options, you have the curve shot, drop shot, charge shot, bang shot, and power shots, which are specific to each character and cost built up meter. Playing against the CPU can be a test of patience, as even on the easier difficulties, they still put up a strong challenge, and if you somehow manage to mess up even once, they will punish you and score. This can be rather intimidating feeling, as the computer will unyieldingly trample all over you until you learn the game's mechanics, your character's strengths, your weaknesses, and also how you observe how the CPU plays against you in order to counter their efforts. Once you get the game's mechanics down, which the game honestly does a very poor job of explaining, you'll be set to take on just about anyone. The game very much has a learning curve once you go beyond the surface of what is deceptively a simplistic looking game that is ultimately tough to learn and even more difficult to master. Yet with all that being the case, practice and repetition will see you to victory. The roster is made up of a nice amount of characters, all ranging from overall balanced stats to being more speed or power oriented, so there can be some matchups to favor some over others and vice versa. Windjammers doesn't offer a lot of modes, which is kind of surprising in this modern day. I mean, granted, this is a purely old school style of game, and does offer single player mode, local versus mode, online versus mode, complete with spectacular rollback netcode. Although I do feel that the lack of a training mode does ultimately hurt the game, as it really could have benefited from an in-depth tutorial, especially for new players, as well as like a ranking mode as well, and we can have like ranked matches. Windjammers 2 is a game that has a little something for everyone of all skill ranges. It's beautiful, loud, tough, and tons of fun, especially with other people locally or online. DotEmu has always been a company that raises the bar on the games that they work on, and this is no exception. While Windjammers 2 does lack in a robust set of modes and a shockingly surprising lack of a training mode, the game still manages to deliver some of the most fun, technical, and kinetic white-knuckle action that you're likely to find anywhere. This is a most definite play. And that's it. That's the review for Windjammers 2. Again, shout out to DotEmu for providing a review copy of the game. But I want to know what you guys think. Are you enjoying this? Is it something that, did it live up to the original if you played the original? Or is this your first time playing a Windjammers title? Whatever your thoughts are, let's go ahead and get the conversation going in the comment section below. And if you want to take the conversation further, we do have Discord as well as Guilded with links for everything in the description below. All that being said, I hope you have an aloha rest of your day, and head on over to patreon.com/MikhailCasanova or become a channel member today that we can get early and exclusive access and input on upcoming content and so much more. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Hope you have an aloha rest of your day, and stay safe, wear a mask, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Mahalo for making it to the end of the video, and if you found anything of importance or substance that you gained from watching this, make sure you leave a comment down in the comment section below. If you haven't already, make sure you sub to the channel and ding the notification bell. That way you stay up to date on all the content that you get from my channel, from podcasts, streams, reviews, impressions, reactions, and so much more. If you want to support what we do have channel memberships, we've got Patreon, we've got Subscribe Star, as well as coffee, which I would love to be drinking some coffee right now, which I am. That's some good coffee. But anyway, we got all of that, and we also have merch on Teespring and TeePublic, so make sure you go check that out. And all that being said, I just hope to see you in the next video that I put out. So hey, see you around.